friends, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm showing you, this is the project, the part of the 100 days. At the same time, I want to organize more in my craft room. So I have these kind of swatches all around, and which I put in the same color palette. This works very great, no problem with those. But now I want to create something else which I can carry and which I know that it will be with me forever. So these are the Winsor Newton Cotman series colors. These are the Daniel Smith colors. I already did the video and put it on the channel. Then I put these plates blank because I'm planning to buy more watercolors, and I have in my mind that which watercolors I want. And then for these ones, I started with this starry color. So here I'm talking about the golden colors and shimmers of the colors, and I choose these two palette for these two, and you can watch the same video on my channel also. Each time I try to do a different kind of swatch where you can see the swatches differently, more interactively. Here we use the stamps. Here I use the angular brush as well as the round brush. So particularly this one, I use this one for a round brush, and this one is the dagger. Oh sorry, this is not a dagger, but I use the dagger brush. And why I use that thing is, okay, this one is the dagger brush. I want to talk like 1/4 inch dagger brush, so that we have that idea that what we want to do. So everybody is different. I love to draw these kind of leaves, so I make those. I'm just in mixed media, as well as I'm seeing that different color acts on this, like these ones. These are very highly pigmented color, and today I'm planning to do a little bit of shimmer, but this shimmer is particularly more colorful. I'll show you which shimmer we are planning to use today. So these are again Mojo Art Como Ribi watercolor paints, and this is from Amazon. Okay, then we have this Daniel Smith palette, which is kind of Winsor Newton metallic pocket series. This is also from Amazon. I bought from Amazon. You can try anything else. And then these are the special colors which I like the most, and I'm planning that they will be stay with me forever, and I'm gonna buy more if I want to. So you can see the vibrancy of these colors, and this is from the Theory color. So this is the Etsy shop, and this is not the promotional video. I bought them, I like them, that's why I want to swatch them. I already told you that if you don't want to go for the expensive colors, what you can do, you can start with these colors. This is a really nice palette. You can buy both of them from Amazon, as well as you can buy them from the Michaels if you're in US. So this is for the Artist Loft, and this is from Yasumito. So sometimes I like really hard to pronounce these names, but these are also nice. These are some dark colors as well as some muted one, and this one is like the pastel palette of colors. And you can see all of these colors are not combining in these colors. Although in the Daniel Smith palette, I got this a little bit of kind of sky blue kind of colors, but these shades are totally different. So you can use those also. I'm going to make that video also. But for this watching, let's start. So main plan is here using all these colors. So we will start with this. Now again, we have options that we can draw, we can paint, or we can stamp and we can paint on them. So I have this guy, Kesar Craft stamp. It says like dream or journey or live life, full life, something like that, or explore. So you can use that and stamp on those and create some kind of these kind of swatches like we did here. Or as I talked before, we can go ahead and choose some flower patterns, which should be pretty simple. Or you can do these kind of fish, and that will be also fun. Or you can use these kind of simple flowers, and you can just stamp them, and then you can add the colors. So for particularly this one, what should I do? Now in the previous video we saw that how we can stamp and then color on them, like for we did it's for the watercolor too. So now this time we're going to do something different and using other supplies also to see how all of the things goes and blends together. So I have this stamp which is from Reverse Confetti, and this one is like having a really nice sentiment, like wishing you happiness, hi, hello, happy birthday to you, and something like that. And they have these three cutie stamps with them also. What is the name of this design ko? Okay, I don't see the name here, but you can find out something similar to this if you want to. And then what I'm planning to do is I will cut out the strips from the black, and we will use these stamps and put these stamps, so we have how these pigments look with the black as well as these pigments look with the white on our watercolor paper. So if you see the black color cardstock, and if you want to stamp something on them, like this one is the unicorn ink, this one is some kind of shimmery ink, this is kind of faded ink. I don't have the white pigment ink. I think on this black paper, what will work best is stays on white ink. I have stays on black ink. I don't have stays of white ink. Or what you can do, you can just stamp with the VersaFine and then heat emboss it. And if you have distress colors, I'm planning to use distress colors. You can use distress colors because they're going to pop on this and they're going to look very nice on it. So I will show you which distress colors I use. But if you don't have all of this, then still you can make this. You can just, you know, cut down the strips, stick to them, and try to make a art, maybe the leaves, maybe the flowers, something like that on the black, and that will also work. Like here I did like kind of flowers, flowery something, and you can do that also. Now particularly this one, I'm planning to draw first and then I will stamp on them. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm planning to draw first. So you can use these kind of stuff, anything circle, whatever sitting around, maybe any lid, anything circle, and you can just draw. I'm finding out that this one is kind of good enough to draw on white. So I will draw with these circles, then I'm gonna color them, and then I will stamp on them. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the full process. There's nothing much that very, what do you say, it's not difficult at all. So first of all, I'm just cutting down these strips, and I think I'll go with the 1 inch. 1 inch is good enough to put that stamp, and I can see whatever I'm like my reference one. If I want to make the same stamps, what will it look beautiful? I want to see that. So I'm gonna turn it around and see how much I needed, and I think, yeah, 1 inch is okay. Okay, so we're gonna cut down the paper in a 1 inch strips, and if you don't have a paper cutter, what you can do, you can just, you know, draw the lines of 1 inch with the help of your scale, I mean ruler, and then you can just add those strips. I'm cutting more than I needed here just because I thought that it might be useful for upcoming projects. And whenever your supplies is out, do more stuff at the same time so that you can save the time. So here now we have 2 strips. I'm gonna put them here, and first we'll go with the colors, which colors I'm planning to use. And I'm planning to use this pickled raspberry, and this is my stamp. I'm gonna put it in between, and I will try to make similar. So I choose pickled raspberry here because and I want to keep the top portion little bit empty, and you will see why I'm saying that. And then I'm just putting this again on this side because the similar will look nice on the thing. And then I will just, you know, take a little bit of water and rub it out. After that I will show the color, and then I'll speed up the process. Then I will use the twisted citron. I choose these colors, you can choose anything you want. Lucky clover, peacock feather, seedless preservative, and wild honey. So I'm gonna stamp these with a different one so that I will get a time that the ink will dry, and then I can feel those with these. Okay, So now you can see that I swatch them like really fast. I just add the colors and pigments, and for this and this I'm planning to use the other watercolors also, and then I will layer these colors on them to see that how they go look together. Just I did little bit here on this leaf, if you can see. I'm gonna do the same things on this. This process I speed up, but for particularly doing this one, I think I will not speed up the process. I will show the full thing. And for this again, for all of these I decided to go with the blues, the shades of blues, whatever I have, I'm going to use all of them for shade of blues. And I will go with little bit of turquoise purplish colors here, and I think that's going to complement really well with this. So I have 3 flowers and I want to layer them first really lightly. And I have this color, I will show you. This is from Daniel Smith. It is kind of a pretty different kind of blue, very earthy tone. I'll put it here so you can see the shades. This is the same color which we used before, and I'm just putting this color on the petals corners. You can pull them with the water brush also. You can use the Z clean colors also to get shimmery look. I'm just giving you different options to see how it works. Now after putting this, I'm going to put a little bit here. I'm just making a blob, nothing special. And then I'm going to choose the different brush. You can choose wash and use the same brush also. So now particularly for this one, if I pulled out with the water, I will get a really nice layer, a smooth layer. Now this is at this moment, these are wet colors. And if I want to do the contrast, I can choose the brown. If I want to go with the same color and theme, I'm gonna choose little bit of blue or purple or yellow. Golden will also do. Let's try a little bit of contrasting colors. I'm putting the yellow in my brush, and then I'm just, mixing it. Now you have to remember, when you are doing the layering technique, you will get little bit greenish effect here, just because when these color mix, you get another color, so you can layer them in the pigments also, like that way. And then I will wash the brush. For next one, I'm choosing this reddish crimson red color kind of stuff. It is also from the Daniel Smith. And then I'm adding this color. And this time we will pull this color with the water. And then we will add the details with the particular red here. It's already there. So that will give us the same technique with color on color, the same color on the other color, something like that. And I'm using a little bit. These are very highly pigmented colors. You don't need much. Now what if you don't have these colors? Can you do these kind of techniques? Yes, you can. But what's gonna happen, every pigment is different, so color may be vary, the shades may be vary, so results also may vary. But if you want to try like really I should buy these colors or not, I already showed you the cheaper version of these. You can choose those colors there. And then what you can do, I'm just washing the brush because it's still too much pigment, and I'm pushing that pigments outerward where my leaves are. So here I'm not doing very fine detail watercoloring. I'm just showing you how you can make your swatches that will help you afterwards, because it's all about when watercolors are there, you're going to mix them, right? So just putting the swatch like this, we did it for a first one, that will not work here, that you can see the which color is that, but you can't see that how that combination going to look. Maybe for you're not doing here for the every bit of color you have, like I'm not making every color flower like yellow, green, white, everything, and then I'm putting the color and then seeing that how it's gonna look. No, I'm not doing that. I will get a little bit of time for drying that flower, and we will work on this flower. So for this one, I think I'll choose the purple color, and this time we will do different way again. We're gonna just follow these lines, and we will add little bit more. I'm taking a nice pigment color here, and where it's like back of the petal like this one, I'm gonna fill out that fully. And I'm not diluting my color much here. I'm just, putting a nice pigments here. Just follow the lines, add little bit more lines if you need it. Now these stamps are from the waffle flowers I have. You can use any stamps. There are lots of options. You can use Altenew or you can use something else. And what if you don't have stamp? You can draw your own flower and make a cluster of flower, little bit bouquet of flower. and see after filling them what you don't want to draw. The flowers also, the simple way you can draw the shapes, like we did backside, the blobbing of the shapes. Like you can just make a blob of square blob of the thing, and then you can, you know, just add the, now just balancing out little bit, I am just adding this purple on this side. I'm not taking much pigment here. Whatever I have in my brush, I decided to add that. I will wash my brush. I'm using here Princeton, yeah, it's Princeton liner brush, and it's 2x0, and it's having a nice tip. That's the basic nice point. You can bought this from Amazon. I think I bought it from Amazon. And then I will start from the center. I'm gonna add little bit of dots in the center, and then I will just, you know, concentrated dots on the middle and just go a little bit outer. I don't know how much you can see. Okay, I'll just zoom it out more a little bit so that you can see. So now you can see I'm just adding lots and lots of dots in between, and then when I'm going outerwards, I'm just making them little bit apart. So this is the another technique to add your shimmery colors to your watercolors. And then I will follow this line. Now this part is little bit wet still, so that color will dilute it just like that. It's not fully dried. This part is fully dried, so you can see my color is not mixing there, which is okay, never mind. And then here you can see that pigment is mixing. And watercolors are very versatile. If you feel that it's not mixing the way you want, you can just add a little bit of water to it. Like for this one, what I can do, I can just wash my brush, dab, 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 and then I will just, you know, put little bit of water there, and you can mix that. Okay, so these are the things you can do. Now this is the one flower. For particularly this flower, you can see it's totally dried now. Now I will choose again the purple color. Now this purple color, it's already very concentrated, right? So other thing is you can do is you can take a little bit of your shimmery color like this, and then wash your brush, don't contaminate your palette, and then pick the color, the same color, and then you can add. So you will get a shimmery color. If you do this with all the water soluble colors, you will get the shimmery color in whatever colors you have. Like red, you can add little bit of gold and you will get the golden red kind of color. And then I'm just adding a little bit here what we just added. Again, I'm not adding much, I'm just adding little bit, and afterwards I will just, you know, spread it out that color. Then I'm gonna wash the brush, let it give little bit time to dry or whatever you feel, you can say. And for these, now here we draw the direct shimmer color, here we add the two colors. We can do something like that there also. We can add this shimmery color, just top of dots here also, and less will go along. Like you don't need much colors. Now here if you see, I put it that white shade around there. I can add golden or other blue colors also. You can add the golden color also from the other palette. I just want to show you that how it looks when we do that. Here I'm adding little bit of that berries with the red color this side. These are very highly pigmented colors, so you don't need much. And this brush is really nice to go with details like this. Now here is the thing, if I want to add more colors and dots on these berries, I can go ahead and do that. So if I put this berry like this, I'm just adding these colors, like picking that purple and adding a little bit here and there. Okay, so it is kind of purplish. Now at this moment you can see that is quite a wet one. I add a little bit of this yellow. I just think that will add a little bit of pop, and you can see, and after drying it, it will look nice, right? Right now you will see that it is a little bit mess what she is doing, but these are the techniques you can use to add a little bit of wow factors to your cards or artwork. Or you can directly draw with this pen colors, directly flowers. And black is always, like black color will look always beautiful cardstock for these kind of techniques. And then I'm adding, now here we will do different, the vice versa technique. So now I'm added yellow here. I'm gonna wash the brush, take little bit of turquoise. I think turquoise is less in our thing, and then I'm just adding a little bit. I'm not much seeing, I'm just adding those kind of, maybe you can say lines or droplets, and you know, you will get that effect. You can go ahead on these images again to, you know, add more details. You can re-stamp them if you are using the Misty or you have that stamp positioner. You can use your fine tip marker to draw these lines again if you want those prominent line. If you want no line coloring, you can use, there are many inks right now. You can use this ink with the Hero Arts. This is on tour ink, and that will also give a really nice effect. Now after doing this, now I have this purple color in my brush. I'm not washing the brush. I'm just, you know, try to fill those white areas a little bit there. In real life, it is very shimmery. I don't know how much justice is doing. I opened my window also, but as I told you, it's very gloomy day. I'm not getting much sunlight. And yeah, this is the thing. And I'm just feeling those white things here. Whatever white you are seeing, just fill it without adding much color. And then for these leaves, the leaves are there. What I'm gonna do, first thing, you can just make them shimmery. You can make the green, mix the green and yellow or green and green to get that shimmer. You can put all of those like colors inside it, and you can do that. So here I'm planning to do this turquoise kind of little bit. I'm adding a little bit green in that turquoise. So my color is gonna very deep. And then I'm gonna dilute it. I will show you how much diluted. I will just dilute it. And for variation, I will start with this one leaf here. And after getting that color there, I will just leave another leaves on that side, and I will go to the other ones. And whenever you put that last blob, now whenever I'm using any brush, whenever you're using the watercolors, you will get that kind of, you know, like one kind of blob there. So try to put that blob on the top or the bottom to get it more beautifully done, I can say. And the best technique for doing and variation is color is what I do. Like now this one is like much darker, so I will add one darker here, try to balance it out. And then whatever color is left, I will add more green to that, or more other shade to that, or more water to that. So, you know, in that way you will get the different effects in the same palette. You can add blues also. And now these are quite dark ones. Now I'm gonna wash the brush, and I will pick this brown color. Okay, and then I will just add middle line first, kind of vein of the leaf. That's it. And you can see that how that color gonna pop up nicely with these just add a tinge of that brown color. You can go ahead and do with the blues and greens also. You can draw the leaf with the blue colors, and then you can add these vines with the green color also. If you don't want to use the liner brush, you can use the 000 brush. You can use a more smaller brush or fine detail brush, and that will also serve the purpose. And now I have a little bit of this shimmer already in the brush, and I will just add a tinge of that in these small leaves here. So in this way, your drawing look cohesive, and you know, you can go ahead and do things like that. Trial and error basis always works. So now for these ones, now I have this much green color left, right? I can add the golden and get the golden shimmery color. I can add the green and I can get the green shimmery leaf totally. Or I can add the blue also. So here I'm using the green. I'm taking this green and adding in this color. Now you can see it's got there diluted, and it's kind of giving me pastel green kind of color. And then I will add that color on the leaves. Whatever leaves we put behind, whatever is left, I'm gonna add these colors in them. I'm using only one liner brush, same brush, the Preston 2x0 liner brush. I really like the intricate work. I do miniature art also, so I have all of these brushes from India, from US. I have lots of brushes. And then you can have a kind of wash kind of stuff where it will look totally. And here also, now you can see that I just go a little bit outer, it's okay. And then I'm gonna just try to keep that up. These are the beautiful shimmery colors. Did I like them? Yes, I love them. I'm making sure only those colors which I will use and I will buy and I will refill after they run out, because I love this. And I think in my whole life I will never like leave the this thing, the watercolor paints. Those are kind of stuff I will never leave. And then I'm adding this just little bit darker color on this side, and then line. So here we do the exactly opposite. We're adding this dark green line in the veins. If your leaves are big enough, you can draw the small veins also. Sometimes you can just give it a time to dry and then add again, and at that moment that will not mix, but you will get a different kind of effect. Now you can see how nicely we added those shimmery colors to this color. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I will speed up that process, and if you want to watch that really slow mode, you can just adjust your YouTube speed. Okay, and then we're gonna write down the names, and I think that is today's project. So I'm gonna speed up this process for coloring this. So I thought I'm speeding up the process first, but I thought before speeding up the process, I will tell you the different thing. Now this is the cabbage leaf, the cabbage rose kind of stuff you can see. And you can, put all the, and this is kind of a lotus kind of stuff. But you know what? You can just put these little bit colors on them. And then it's time to use this Newton's palette, Winsor Newton palette. In Winsor Newton palette, I'll see that there are lots of colors, but I like to use this particular color that is like that sky blue color. It is such a beautiful color. Muted, and you can get that color in that cheaper palettes also. And then I'm just adding those colors here. Very watery. Oh, you can't see it. I have to zoom it out a little bit. Okay, so now you can see it's very watery inside in this cabbage rose, and I'm just adding those brush strokes around here. I'm not doing anything fancy or things like that, but those are quite a watery colors. I made this intensity so watery that it's flowing, and it's got mixing with that sky blue color easily. That sky blue is from Winsor Newton color, and you can see. Now, if we want, we can add more color. Now, for balancing out here, I decided to add this. I want this blue color. This is kind of cobalt blue, I think. Yeah, it's a cobalt blue or Persian blue. And then I'm gonna just take a little bit of that. And then again, adding a little bit of stroke while it's quite a wet. It's a wet on wet technique. So we add normal color, then we add shimmery water to it. And now we are just taking a little bit of those lines and kind of putting those lines. I'm not making a very fine line details here because these flowers are pretty small. I don't have that opportunity to do very fine lining, but I'm trying to, and I think that's it. And you can see that you will get a really nice kind of mixy thing, and when it's gonna dry, it will look absolutely gorgeous with this color. Now I will show you this color on this leaf here. So if I put this color just like that, now you can see that blob I'm talking about. I'm gonna put that here on the bottom of the leaf. Another thing, you can add more water and just put that blob again on the downside. And then you can have just wash. And you can put that blob again on that side. So you can see that gives a really nice effect. And whatever is left, I'm going to put just that in this wash. Blue copper is always making a really nice combination, and gold also. So now if you see, I'm going to pick this golden color now. Okay, and I will just drop a little bit of that golden color here and there. So if your leaves are pretty dry, that dot will show pretty much. If your leaves are not dry, that dot will not show that much, but it will give a really different kind of effect, which you can see here. And whatever is coming in my brush, I'm just putting that with little bit of that, picking that pigment and putting here. Now I'm gonna put little bit of that fully golden here also. So basic idea is you're layering the things. Now if you see this one, I did wet on wet technique. So what I did first wash is really light green, and then I add that line to make those leaves that kind of pattern there. But if I want to, and then I added dots. So these dots are more prominent because these are like not wet that time. The wet on wet technique is that drying brush, and here I put the dot when it's like more wet. So that's why it's the thing. So now I'll speed up the process. So after drawing all of this, I decided let's do something different on this page. So I want to try and I show you that how I do my water glazing as well as how I do the big block. So my plan here is I'm going to do the really big block with the color. Here I'm using this kind of color. This is kind of a ocean blue kind of color. It is from Winsor and Newton. Yeah, it's from Winsor and Newton Cotman series. And then I just diluted in this dish. This is the ceramic bowls I have, and I use them just to mix the colors when I need a more color. So what I do, I just grab the color from this palette. If you don't watch before videos where I created this palette, then you can see that. And then I'm just putting more water in it to get diluted. And I decided to do in the gradient shade of 2. So I'll add a little bit more water. I don't mind it's a blue water because I'm planning to pick the another blue color, which is kind of a cobalt blue, or you can use the Persian blue also. And then I'm just adding more pigment. Just make sure where you are adding it is having enough water so that you get that diluted effect. Okay, so I have enough of these two colors, and I'm gonna put this palette aside so that we can work on this. And then now here I'm doing a very brave thing. So I'm a little bit afraid of doing this also because I never did this kind of big thing. So rather than making just a swatches, this is the nice way to explore your techniques as well as the colors and how they goes well together. So I decided to start with the lightest color first. I already paint here the paper. If you want that you don't want to mess up with the background, what you can do, you can add a different layer behind it, maybe a thin plastic paper or some kind of these came like this plastic sheets, something like that. So that gonna protect the main sheet. And if you don't have anything, you can put a normal paper also, but just be aware that your paper gonna thing. So I have this one from Thrifty bookstore, and I will put this plastics just like that, and then I'm just creating. So whenever you are doing this watercolor thing, if they dry, they will give you a harsh line. But if you work quickly, you will able to manage to pull the colors down. So wherever I am doing only colors like this part of the paper, that you will call the wash. Okay, but when I'm going over these flowers, if I go on over these flowers very light-handedly, that technique is called glaze. So if you don't want to go a very technical term, or if you don't want to go very technically, and still it's a fun way to do the things. Now remember that watercolor will activate after you put the water on them, right? So we are already did all this stuff in the watercolor, so they may activate. So you have to always keep that in mind also. Whatever you are doing, you are not doing too much, like you are not doing too much water on where the we already colored the flower. And then you can add more color if you want, you can add more gradient if you want, or you can just leave that just apart. If you don't want to get the harsh lines, use the bigger brush like I'm using here. And this is the other technique we did. Okay, I will just go on this line just like that, and then I will just see that I don't have much harsh lines there. That's the thing only I'm planning to do. And you can see that here you will get the watermark and stuff like that. If I here more diluted, I'm picking up that brown color from them there. So I'm just kind of keeping it that way. And if you remember, we put this plastic here. It's a rough plastic. Little bit color goes here and there, and that's why we want that to protect the thing. Another technique you can do on this is you can add a texture. So what you have to do, you have to just take a paper towel and then just roll it, okay, and then pick it. Now if you see, you get that all the extra colors on the watercolor, it's on the paper towel. At the same time, you get this cool technique. I don't know how much you can see, but I will show you. And here I'm trying to protect this, but still I got little bit color on this side. But you can see this technique is so cool. Nowadays I didn't get much time to do the crafting stuff in the morning or in the afternoon, because when kids are home, then I'm just taking a little bit of water and just putting that water in this side, and then I will dab it. Now other thing gonna happen is I didn't protect the back side of this, so that might get a sky blue color on other side also. But let's see. Yeah, it got little bit color on this side and it's okay. And now other color wash here. And first of all, I'm planning with the yellow color here so that I will get that bright contrasty thing. But now I decided that I should go with the yellow. And this time we will choose another plastic. So this is the paper plastic which came here. You can tape it down also, your stuff, if you want. I will not do tape it down the stuff. And now here I want the yellow color. Again, the fun thing of this is like you can experiment with anything. So what if I add the shimmery color to it, right? What if I get the shimmery color to this? And I decided to do that. So I will get a shimmery greenish color here because I'm adding this golden color in the yellow color. So you can see it's not just making swatches of the colors. It's a kind of fun. We are doing fun here. Okay. And you can see this shimmer in the day night very well. My lighting is not doing justice here. But it's okay. If I get an opportunity to take some pictures, then I will definitely do that. And then wherever I'm going on these colors or whatever this is glazing technique, I'll just make sure that I will don't, you know, because they are watercolors and they will activate when I put my brush there. So I have to take care of that I'm not doing anything to smudge them, to make them worst, whatever I'm coloring. So as I told you before, if you go over them, you are giving the glaze one lighter tone of that shade. Like here we are using the greenish shade, so you are giving the greenish tone to it, to the whole palette. Now you can see the harsh lines here because I put that color, but if I'm working so fast, maybe I'll able to vanish that. But I don't want to pick that red or purple color on my brush and then swipe it around, so I'm kind of little bit concerned about that. And then on this side also we want that color, right? It's a green color. And then I will again do that towel technique. And if you don't want to do, you can't do. Like, it's okay not to do. You can leave it and one side is that and one side is that. Now whatever I'm doing here with the watercolors, you can do with your watercolors also, whatever colors you have. Maybe you will get a different variations, a different, but the technique will give you a really nice stuff going on. Now if you get this harsh line also, this is watercolor, so still they will look beautiful. Don't worry much about them. And if you still feel that you need that wow kind of texture, you can roll down. So what I will do, I will just keep this simple so that we can compare both the techniques. If you want, you can write with a little bit of pencil here and there that what techniques you do after drying them. I love most of the times to dry them naturally rather than heat set them. And I hope backside I didn't ruin anything this time. And there is a little bit here, and I'm just smudging off that. And then I will just wait to improve wait to dry this so that we can do something more on this, I think, or maybe it's enough. So I just decide I just picking up that extra colors, and you might get the harsh line with them, and it's okay, so that it will dry quickly and it will not seepage the color to the other side. Okay, and I think this works best than the first one. And that is the fun thing. So yeah, you can see now what we get here, and it's a really awesome stuff we get. If you don't want to do this much technique, you can do the splatters also. Like splatters also work very well. You can remove this harsh line, just dip the brush in the water and then just, you know, swipe up the excess water and just go whatever color is already there, just push that color to remove the harsh lines. And you can pick that color a little bit from here and there, and you know, you can play with it the way you want, but still it is having a little bit of that shimmer, and I'm pretty happy how it come out. Again, we can go with it with the liners and pens if you want to. If you don't want, don't go. It's a watercolor swatch book, so it is always fun. So we started from here, if you remember. Then I put some pages to more grow the watercolor texture. Then we do the starry colors and Corambi colors, and now we are doing these again, the metallic shimmery colors. With the one is the Winsor Newton, and other one is again from the Mojo Corambi art. These ones. So yeah, now it's time to write the name on them. So I'll just get a little bit time to dry them. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And this is the part of the 100 days project. So you don't have to, like, I don't have to do it every day, but I have to do every day something, maybe 5 minutes or something. And I don't mind that how much time it's taking. Whatever time I can grab in my daily schedule, I'm doing that. So after writing down this, we finish these colors. These are more iridescent kind of colors, which is from Winsor and Newton in the Cotman series. As well as we do this colorful one with this Corambi Mozo Art watercolor pen set. It is also the jewel tone metallics, and both of them are metallics, but I think only the common color will be little bit common, will be the bronze color. Still we have the different shades of bronze, so you can get an idea when we are doing this. And this is our, when we started, we do this kind of palette idea, then decided to go like this. You have option to draw on this with the black, golden or white pen. Same on this, you can see the blooming color here in the effect. And these are again the metallic colors. One is the starry one, and other is the this Corambi watercolor set, which is the classic metallic one. And now we did this today. So see you in the next project. Well, we will do another one, and this is very fun. I'm doing in this part of the 100 days. I use the watercolor palette to create this, and in a different way, in a fun way, you can create more textures. You can see, mix and match and experiment in your book. This book is from Amazon watercolor books. I think I have the things, and I'm using Winsor Newton as well as Daniel Colorsmith, which is I already do in the first wash, so you have those with you also. And in the next one I'm planning to do another color. So see you in the next project. Until then, happy crafting and happy life. Bye bye.